Can we just ask you, first of all, Dave, for some Ray Wilkins memories? Did you get to meet him very much over the years?
I didn't get to meet him very much. I think came up against him once, I think, in an opposing team. Listened to him a lot, talking on his punditry work that he did, whether that be radio, television, and I always found him really good to listen to. Enjoyed his opinions and his views on the game. I watched him play a few times and I thought he was an outstanding player. And just came across, with everything that he did, as just a real gentleman and someone who really cared about the game and was a great ambassador for it. So a big miss for football.
Onto the team news then for this game. Francis, Stanislas and Adam Smith. What's the news on those guys?
Yeah, Stanislas is out. He'll be out for the season. Picked up a serious knee injury against Watford. He's been operated on, and we'll be looking now towards next season. Whether he'll make pre-season, the start of the season, we don't know. Have to see how his rehab goes. But yeah, big miss for us.
How serious is it as knee injuries go, would you say?
Well, yeah, I mean, we first, I think our medical team were worried about him doing his cruciate ligament, but it was anterior meniscus, lateral meniscus, so probably the better of the two evils. But as I said, been operated on, been repaired, so we're quite happy with how that's gone, and look to get him back soon.
What about Adam Smith?
Yeah, Adam Smith will be out also, but he's making good progress. We're pleased with how he's doing.
Is Adam Smith out for the season as well, do you think?
No, not at this stage. The games are ticking by, obviously, but we hope to get him back.
And Francis?
Francis has had a day's training, or light training. I'm going to have to make a very late call on him.
It's an interesting match, this one, because 6 games left, you're 9 points clear. Is this a match and a win that would make you safe, do you think?
Who knows? It's a huge game for us. It's a home game. We know the importance of it. We've got tough games to come. I think they're all tough in the Premier League. Every run-in will be analysed to the nth degree, but we know that this is a big game in our schedule coming up. So we're looking forward to it. We believe we can win it, but it's not going to be easy.
As you say, Liverpool and United follow this game. Palace won here last year. Were they to win again with those games to follow, you'd be back in the mire, wouldn't you?
Well, I think I've always said until it's mathematically certain, I don't know whether you'd call it the mire, but we're in a battle to stay in the division. Said that all season, and I want my players to play with confidence and freedom, but knowing how important the game is, I don't think you can get away from it. So we know the challenge that we face tomorrow, and that's where we're going to need the crowd to really be involved in the match. Is
this a match, you think, for Jermaine Defoe to come back into the starting 11?
I think it's a match for everybody, Jermaine Defoe included in that. It's a match for the squad to really unite together with the one aim and to try and achieve that together. I think we've got a lot of attacking quality. We've got a lot of players that could be potential match winners for us, Jermaine being one of them.
Defoe, though, coming off the bench and scoring, obviously keen to get a starting berth again, and Callum hasn't been scoring. The temptation is there, isn't it, to sort of maybe change things up front, would you say?
Well, I think we've got quality players to pick from. I think that's the beauty of our squad, and at the moment the strikers being fit and all pushing each other, I think that's a lovely thing to have. Jermaine coming off the bench I thought was very good last week. He looked really sharp. He's trained in preparation for that game, trained really well. In preparation for this game has trained really well. So as have the other strikers. We're really content with the boys we've got at the top end of the pitch.
Jermaine scored 2 at Palace back in December, including a wonder goal. I mean, looking back on that goal, how good was that now? Goal of the month, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an incredible goal. Out of nothing, really, at that moment. A lovely ball from Lewis Cook, and Jermaine seems to be going into an impossible angle of the pitch, sees the goalkeeper slightly off his line and hits an incredible strike. And that's what Jermaine's capable of. He really does have that goal scorer's instinct.
What's your assessment of his season? Obviously, it's been wrecked in a way by injury, but has it been a success?
But I think with his injury, I think that was a really difficult one, because at that moment, I think Jermaine was really beginning to feel part of the team. I think it's very difficult to come into this team with the players that have played here historically, have been together for so long, that to get used to how the team functions, to get used to the individuals within the team, how they play, does take a little bit of time. Doesn't matter who you are. But at that moment when he picked up his injury against Chelsea, I think we're beginning to see the best of him. It was around the Crystal Palace game, as you say, and it was a long period of time out for him. He did well to get back to fitness so soon, and then he's been making impacts off the bench. So I would consider it a success when we've had him available. Obviously, the injuries have disrupted that a little bit.
And there is a World Cup squad looming. I mean, he's got 4 goals. He's 35. Can you really see Southgate picking a player of that age, with the season he's had? Has he done enough, do you think?
I think the age is irrelevant. I don't think Gareth will look at the age at all. I think he'll look at the player and his experience and what he can bring. I think that's the beauty of Jermaine. I think Gareth will know him inside and out, and there'll be no risk attached to him. But I've always said when asked these questions, I'm not going to push anybody towards Gareth. Gareth knows what he wants. He knows his team. He knows the players involved, and he'll make the right calls for him. But he's got there'll be no guessing regarding Jermaine's qualities. So that will be up to Gareth to make that decision.
Eddie, Palace come here obviously in a sticky situation. This pressure is on in this match. I mean, how do you see it going?
Well, I hope that we can make a better start than we have in recent weeks, where we've seemed to have come from behind a lot or had to chase games, and we've chased them very well, very successfully. But I think the optimum, the aim for us would be to be a little bit more proactive and try and really force the issue and take the game to Crystal Palace. But we know their qualities, we know they're dangerous players, and we're going to have to be very good. And I really do feel, and I said it earlier, the crowd are going to have a huge impact in this game. Knowing the importance of the match for us, we need everyone behind the team.
And you keep coming late, you keep scoring and coming from behind. What is that about the team, would you say?
Well, I think it's a mixture of things. I think it's the ability to keep going, to never quit, to know how important the games are, to know that one moment can change a match, to know that we've got the quality in the team to come back. We've got the attacking players, sometimes from the bench, that can make a real difference. I think that's a nice thing to have in your armoury as a team. But as I said, hopefully we can be a little bit more proactive in this game.
Just one last thing from me. The agents' fees were out this week. Bournemouth are 10th in the Premier League table. They're also 10th in the list for agents' fees paid. You paid over £7 million to agents. Were you aware of that? Does it bother you? Is that just part of the game now?
I wasn't aware where we'd be in the league, no. I wasn't aware of the figure itself. Does it bother me? It's part of the game. And if you don't pay agents, you don't get players. If you don't get players, you don't win games. So as a knock-on effect. So I think every club would like to minimise their spending on agents as much as they can, but they do a vital job in football. They bring the players to the teams. So we'll have to compete in order to get players here.
Thanks.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
You touched on the atmosphere there. I just wonder, do you get a sense from the supporters how important this game is and the role that they've got to play this weekend?
Well, I don't necessarily get a sense from the supporters because we're here every day preparing for the team, preparing with the team. So I'm not necessarily around the supporters, but I just hope that I'm sure they will, intelligent group, understand the importance of the match for us, understand that we're here, we're at home, and we need to make it difficult for Crystal Palace in any way that we can. And they're going to play a huge role in that. So pre-game, the warm-up, really trying to inspire the players, I think will be important.
There's been flags and all sorts of things that the club have done in the last few weeks, which has helped. But as you said earlier, a fast start kind of organically develops a better atmosphere, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I think we play, as always, I would say, we play a huge role in that, the team. If the crowd see the energy, determination, the work rate, the inspiration comes from the players, the crowd will follow suit. That hasn't always been the case in recent weeks, and I think that's where we have to do our bit. But in the difficult moments of the match, which invariably there always is, that's where you need the crowd to make a difference and really pull the lads through.
Joshua King could make his 100th appearance for the club. Just how proud are you of his development, not just as a player, but as a person, how he's matured?
Yeah, I mean, Josh has had a really good journey since he's been at the football club. Those 100 appearances seem to have gone really, really quickly. He's enjoyed a really successful time, especially last season, of course, with the goals that he scored. He was towards the end of the season on an incredible run. He was playing with such confidence. He was looking like he was going to score with every chance that he got. Always in the Premier League, the second season after success is more difficult. Teams are more aware of your strengths. So this season, where I think he's had some really good performances in there, has been a little bit more difficult in terms of goal numbers. He still played an important role in the team. So, big moment, big milestone for him, and hopefully one he can enjoy.
When we spoke to him recently, he was talking about junior practicing his free kicks, practicing his set pieces, staying after training every day and doing it, and obviously scoring that wonderful goal recently. How much of an annoyance is that, I guess, this injuries come at a time where you sort of have this set piece specialist and it adds an extra string to your bow?
Yeah, disappointing because first and foremost the player. You know, the set pieces are a bonus, but the player himself, I think, has been a key part of our team. Junior brings you that unique mix of creative flair, passing ability, with the goal threat, with his athletic qualities as well, makes him a really all-rounder, a massive player for us. So he's a big miss. We missed him early season when he wasn't fit, and I'm sure we'll miss him again. The beauty that we have is we have other players now that can step in and take his role and hopefully do very well for the team.
And you can look at other players in the squad who've come back from fairly serious injuries, some very serious injuries, and have come back stronger, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and I think for Junior, as I said, we were worried about his cruciate ligament. I think that's the big thing, that that's an injury that no one wants, and we've seen players come back from that, but I think it's a lot more serious than the one that he's got. So we hope that good news means that he won't be far until he's back to his very best.
Thank you.